I know one of the toughest struggles that students have in an online course is finding everything. Now, I'm a very highly organized person, and I hope you don't have that problem, but I do want to kind of go through some of the things that you'll see, and I also want to talk about what you can expect in a typical week. Now, I will tell you, this is looking at my spring 2018 course, and I haven't made huge changes between that course and the one that you're taking now. So you might see some small little differences, and just know that you're not crazy. This is just looking at an old course. The reason I'm doing that is because I haven't finished making your course yet, and it's a lot easier to make this video on a fully completed course than it is on a literal empty course. So that's kind of why I'm using this. It should more or less be the same. So as soon as you come into the course, the very first thing you're going to see are the announcements. These announcements I always send to your MC email as well. It kind of automatically does that through both of them. So if you're like reading this, I'm like, oh, I've already read this in my email. You're right, you have. Just some people, it's just to have it in more places so that you get that information. I will always send a weekly email at the beginning of a week just to introduce what you guys will be doing, any reminders, anything to address. Sometimes I might send a second email during the week. That's rare. That's just if something has happened or I forgot to mention something, etc. But at the least, you will definitely get one a week. So that's announcements. Next one, my grades. I like to grade things very quickly. I usually try to grade things the same day or by the next day or that weekend. So you can look on my grades to stay updated with that. The course calendar. I will always give you all of these dates, both in the syllabus as well as in the weekly handouts. There's deadlines everywhere. But if you like looking at a physical calendar, you want to keep track of where we are, this exists. Now, with that being said, I will never take for an excuse, oh, I didn't know that was due. Honey, like I post it in a million places, including the calendar, so if you need to make an excuse, don't say that, because I'm probably just going to ignore you. So currently this looks empty because this was a spring 2018 course. So I'm actually just going to jump back, I guess, to April. This is showing all my classes. Don't freak out. I think this class is this teal colored one. So I would have all your deadlines on here. And if your other professors are also using Blackboard extensively, you would also see those deadlines like you see here. So just letting you know this exists. The course overview and syllabus, you should already be familiar with this link because that's how you got to this video. So these videos and the syllabus will be up all semester. Course content, we're going to come back to this, but this is the bulk of the course. This is where the lectures are, this is where the tests will be, this is where you're going to find all that information. Now within course content, in a certain week, there might be part of a project due. I will always link to it in that weekly folder so that you know, yes, I have done this part of the project on this day for this week. However, some students like to work ahead, so in the projects folder, I have the individual projects and I'll have all the deadlines there and all the information there. So if you want to work ahead, you want to see what's up, you can go to the projects folder, but just also know I will keep those links and reminders in course content. It's the same thing with discussions. There won't be too many discussions that you need to actually click on the discussions button. Very similar to projects. Individual links to discussion will be in the course content. It'll be with that corresponding week. In week 2, if you need to do a discussion, that link to the discussion will be in week 2. But if you want to navigate quickly or you want to look ahead, you can click on discussions and you can get to all of the discussions there. Contact me. This is just my contact info, email, my office hours, etc. I will make a note here. Something that you do not see on the left-hand side is send email. Blackboard has this email function that sucks. As a student, you might think it's great, but on the professor side of it, it sucks. One semester, I kept that link up. It's kind of a default link on Blackboard. I never got the emails because they don't send it to your MC email. They send it to your Blackboard mail, which I don't even know how to access. I don't even know how to see it. You have to actually go out of your way to find it. And that, oh, excuse me, that was too much of a pain for me. So the reason there is not a send email here is because I want you to use your MC email to email me. I don't want to do this Blackboard mail thing and have to keep track of 2 emails. I only want to keep track of 1 email. And that's probably easier for you as well. So that's why you don't see it. If you want to send me an email, go to Montgomery College, log in, click on email, and send me an email that way. Course how-tos. So I know sometimes navigating Blackboard or finding out how to view your rubrics or view grade details, or how do I know which ones I got wrong on the test. I've made my own videos that kind of show you how to do that. So these will be up all semester. They are not made by Blackboard. They're made by me. And it's because of questions students give me. So if you're trying to figure out how to do something, check here first. If it's not there, then email me and I can make a video because maybe others have that question. MC resources and help. MC resources is everything you need to know if you're a military veteran, if you have disability services, things like that. This is your guide for that. Help is Blackboard help. Those last 2 links are not mine, but they are required for me to have. So you might not use them, just know they're there. So that's an overview of the course and how to navigate the course. But by and far, you're going to be clicking course content nearly every single time you come into the course. And the course is split into 5 units, which you can see here. Again, completed course. And then within each unit, you can see there's the dates, so you can keep track of where you're supposed to be. When I click inside a unit, there'll be individual weeks marked. And again, there's dates on these weeks to help you keep track. You'll also notice some are in red. So the ones that, or the folders that are in red are the current folders to help you keep track. I usually open a unit all at once. So you won't see the entire class. When you start on Monday or Tuesday, you're not going to see units 1 through 5. You're going to see unit 1, but you're going to see week 1, week 2, week 3. I'll open all of those weeks folders, but in red, I will highlight the current week so you can keep track. If you want to look ahead and work ahead, you can. If you don't want to, you don't have to. There'll be an overview, then I'll just go to week 6. And inside of every single week, I have a weekly overview. What are we going to be talking about? What should you be doing? What are your deadlines? And then I'll also, in this gray font, tell you what deadlines are coming up, so that if you do want to work ahead, you at least have an idea, hey, I have 2 deadlines next week. Maybe I should work on something a little bit earlier. So you're going to see this for every single week. The next thing you're going to see for every single week is the lecture material. There are 2 very, very important documents, and students sometimes take a while to learn this, and that can be detrimental to them. First is the lecture slides, and I give it to you in 2 formats, either as a PowerPoint or a PDF, depending on what you prefer to use. This is just the slides that I go over in the video. If you're like, oh, here's the slides, I'll read these, I'll be fine, you will not do well in this course. This is not a typical course where I give you slides that have a billion words on them and I want you to read them. No, I give you these slides because some students like to print them out, like to handwrite their notes on it, etc. The other important document, and frankly probably the most important document, is this weekly guide. And I'm actually going to open it up so you can see what I'm talking about. So Unit 3, Week 6 guide. First, navigate to a YouTube playlist. This is my personal YouTube playlist on my Professor Newtoff YouTube channel. There is a link to the entire playlist that has all these different videos in it for the unit. You need to watch these videos. This is me lecturing. This is me talking. This is me going through the notes. You will not succeed if you don't watch these videos. Now, don't just click this link and then watch them all. I have this guide for you to help you with it. So, first one, you would click this, and I'll just go ahead and do this. I'm just going to open it up here in the background. It'll load at some point. Here we go. Okay. So, here's the Unit 3 lecture videos, starting with Intro to Agriculture all the way down to Organic Food. Don't watch them all at first. The weekly guide says, okay, watch the lecture video, Intro to Agriculture. So I'll watch this, come back to the guide, read the article, who inspects what, blah, 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 here's some questions. After you do that, watch these next 2 lecture videos. It's going to be so tempting for you to watch all of these in order and then go back and do the questions. These questions I have in here in a particular order. This article doesn't really make much sense watching it after you talk about pesticides. It's not about pesticides. You may also think, well, do I really have to do these extra questions, everything in black text? I guess no, you're not turning these in at all. But these are the same exact articles. Sometimes I have extra videos that aren't mine, but they're really good at demonstrating something that I show to my students in my actual class. So I'm not asking you to do something that I'm not having them do as well. Also, these extra videos and questions are meant to help you think more about that topic and apply that topic. No, I might not ask on a test or on a quiz, what city was the algal bloom in China? I am not going to ask that. But I might ask, what are some potential downsides to an algae bloom? And yes, I lectured about it, but if you watch that video has some really crazy things happening in it, and that might be easier for you to remember than me just talking and you have a PowerPoint slide. So again, I'm not going to specifically test you on these videos or follow-up questions for the most part, but you can definitely expect that you're going to see those concepts again. I'm not showing you things that mean nothing. So this would be a weekly guide. Again, you're not turning it in. After you watch the lecture videos and complete the weekly guide, then for most weeks, there's going to be a QQ or a quick quiz. This is a review quiz on that week's material. It'll be on the stuff in the weekly guide. It'll be on the stuff in the PowerPoint slides. While you guys are studying, you don't really need to study for the quick quiz. The quick quiz is open notes. It's untimed. You can also take it twice. It's really meant to make sure that you understand the lecture material. I'm not trying to trip you up. I'm really just trying to prepare you for the test. What I will show you is that when you are getting ready to study, is that on the actual PowerPoint slides themselves, and this is why you might want to open up the PowerPoint, is at the bottom in the notes section, so I'm going to unclick notes and then click it again, I put review questions on there. So what are some problems in agriculture? What are the 3 farming regulatory agencies? This is your study guide. I do not make a sheet of paper that has questions on it. Instead, I give you all these study guide questions, and what you can do is then put them on a Word document or put them on a piece of paper. And this is meant to encourage you to look back at these slides and kind of review the notes as you're reading and writing these questions. So just letting you know those exist. If you open up the PDF also has those questions. So if you don't have Microsoft, that's okay. I put it on the PDFs as well. And then those 3 things, the overview, lecture material, and the quick quiz, you're going to see those every week. And then if there are other assignments due that week for a project or a discussion board or anything, those will also be linked here in that week so that you know, hey, this is due this week, it's part of the project, but this is the individual deadline for this week. So that's what you can expect in this class. If you have any questions, you can definitely ask me at any time. You can email me, call me, etc. But hopefully you can find things pretty easily. And also if you have feedback, if you're like, well, this would make a little bit more sense if you did it this way, please let me know. You guys are the one navigating this a lot, maybe even more than I am. So if you have feedback, I really appreciate it. So good luck, and I look forward to working with you.